NC Water funding round draws $1.6 billion in requests, awards $244 million. North Carolina's State Water Infrastructure Authority approved more than $244 million for drinking water and wastewater projects across 28 counties on July 15th, drawing from a pool of 123 applications that together requested roughly $1.6 billion, leaving most of the round's demand unmet. The State Water Infrastructure Authority approved 45 projects during its July 15th meeting in Raleigh, funded through the Clean Water and Drinking Water State Revolving Funds, the Community Development Block Grant Infrastructure Program, and multiple Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act channels, targeting lead service lines and emerging contaminants. North Carolina's Department of Environmental Quality reported that its Division of Water Infrastructure reviewed 123 applications requesting a combined $1.6 billion, meaning the round funded well under a fifth of what utilities and municipalities asked for. Roughly $44 million of the $244 million total is earmarked for Western North Carolina counties still working through Hurricane Helene recovery, while the rest covers a broader statewide mix of treatment plant upgrades, PFAS removal, flood resilience, and lead pipe replacement. The largest individual awards illustrate how varied that mix is. The city of Hendersonville received $35 million in wastewater loans for flood mitigation at its treatment facility. The city of Graham received a $26.6 million loan for reliability upgrades at its Graham-Mabane water treatment plant. South Granville Water and Sewer Authority received nearly $21.9 million for post-filter PFAS treatment improvements, and the town of Newport received $13.4 million to replace its water treatment plant. Smaller awards covered lead and copper service line replacement in Marion and Littleton, wastewater collection system repairs in the village of Simpson, and a pilot program in Pitt County to repair or replace failing septic systems. North Carolina's April funding round told a similar story when the state awarded $215 million against $1.3 billion in Helene-specific requests and reported $655 million in recovery needs still unfunded. This July round draws on the same revolving fund and IIJA programs, but reflects the state's broader, non-emergency infrastructure backlog rather than storm recovery alone, which suggests the funding gap is structural rather than tied to any single disaster cycle. The competing demands are also expanding. Utilities are now applying for the same limited pool of dollars to cover flood resilience, PFAS treatment, and lead service line replacement simultaneously, categories that used to draw from largely separate funding streams before PFAS compliance costs became a standing line item for water systems nationally. North Carolina's Division of Water Infrastructure will open its next funding round on August 4th, with applications due by September 30. Utilities that missed this round, or that received partial funding, will be competing again within weeks, alongside new applicants facing the same lead service line inventory and PFAS characterization deadlines already shaping compliance timelines nationally. For municipal and utility finance teams, the practical read is that state and federal funding pools are unlikely to close the gap on their own timeline, and project sequencing should assume partial or delayed funding as the default case rather than the exception. You've been listening to Sustainability Soundbites by Environment and Energy Leader. For partnership opportunities, please reach out to our team.